of history's embrace. Captain's quarters sets the pace with Captain Mayhem at the helm. A voyage of knowledge, a story to round. Captain's quarters weekly delight, where history's treasures take flight. Led by Mayhem, Longwood, and Joe, they explore the past, row by row. Navigator Longwood charts the course, guiding listeners to knowledge's source. Cartographer Joe, with maps in hand, unveils the...
Hey, Captain's Quarters Podcast here. I'm wearing my good OL hat there. And welcome aboard to Captain's Quarters Podcast. Let's get this one first out of the way. Davey, how do we get everybody to be a part of our show? That's it. YouTube. Hit that QR code, ladies and gentlemen, and be a part of our show. And join us. Subscribe to us. And what other words there are that go with it? Let's see. Subscribe, follow, like. There we go. All three of them. I think I'm going to have to put those up on the screen from now on so I can remember them. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, be a part of our show every week or every other week, depending on the month it happens to be, and be a part of our show. We'd love to have you be here. Thank you, Davey, for that. And you can see we have an extra face in the crowd. That be Scarlett Deerhart. This is her fourth appearance on our show. This is four times. Is it? Because we've only been around for 4 years. We've only been around for 4 years.
Yes, but I did an impromptu. Well, one night you didn't have a guest, and then I joined, and somebody else joined, and somebody else joined, and it was a whole impromptu thing. And I was in my sewing room, remember?
Oh, that's right. I do remember. But we starting in 2021 when we first kicked off Captain's Quarters Podcast. We kicked it off right around. So you would have been our very first guest, Ed, right? Just about, because we kicked it off around Talk Like a Pirate Day of 2021.
Pretty close.
Yeah. So her birthday is Talk Like a Pirate Day. She celebrates on September 19th. So we're ahead of the schedule this time. So it's become a tradition to bring Scarlett Deerhart up on our show every time we have a show near Talk Like a Pirate Day. So here she is. I see Omar is here. Omar, you're in Mexico City, or are you in somewhere else in the Mexican peninsula? And I see Zachary Wolf. I saw a post that Zachary put up. He's on a high note. I guess they had a pirate event over there up in Michigan. So that's always good to know. And it was a success, I take it. Mexico City, Omar, Mexico City. And Omar, you will be in St. Augustine in March. Am I right? Am I still worrying about that one? Let me know on that one also. And let's see, what else do we have going on? Well, you know what? Navigator Longwood, I bet Mini Mayhem is ready to do a joke, is he not?
He is.
Well, then I think we should have him on. Bring him aboard.
Ahoy, mates. Mini Mayhem here with... Ahoy, mates. Mini Mayhem here with Joke of the Week. Sponsored by our cartoonist friend, Travis Rami of Salt City Comics. What bank do pirates like to keep their money in? Think about it, and I'll give you the answer at the end of the show.
Wonder what bank it is. I see Scarlett's got the thought process face on. I wonder what bank it is. Who knows? I guess, but I don't want to ruin it for everybody at the end of the show, so we'll just leave it alone. Yes, Omar, you will. Good. I have some rum that I'm saving just for the occasion. So it'll be a grand weekend. Let's see. On that note, we should do This Week in Nautical History, sponsored by Ancient City Sirens. We had the great privilege of working and hanging out with them all through the weekend at Ancient City Con, and we will be showing you some clips from that so everybody can see that we were not just sitting around doing nothing. We were having a good time, and it was a busy time from Thursday till late last night. So, Ancient City Sirens, you want a good dance? They did some really great dancing this past weekend, too. All to goth music. It was pretty cool. Davey, take it away.
We begin this week in nautical history on September 15th, 1835.
HMS Beagle with Charles Darwin on board reaches the Galapagos Islands. September 16th, 1620, the Mayflower departs Plymouth, England with 102 pilgrims and about 30 crew for the New World. September 17th, 1819, first whaling ship arrives in Hawaii. September 18th, 1502, Christopher Columbus lands in Costa Rica on his fourth and last voyage. September 19th, 1559, 5 Spanish ships sink in a storm off Tampa. About 600 die. September 20th, 1519, Spanish expedition led by Portuguese navigator Ferdinand Magellan sets off on the first successful circumnavigation of the globe. Magellan is killed en route. And finally, on September 21st, 1943, Japanese troops withdraw from the Arundel Island in the Solomon Islands. And that was this week in nautical history.
I'm glad you put the little note in there about Ferdinand Magellan, because so many people in the history books always say, yeah, he circumnavigated the world. Well, he kind of missed the boat, literally, to a point. So actually, probably one of the first ones to actually accomplish it would have been Sir Francis Drake. So keep that in mind. What's the quote of the week by Spyglass Travel? Never argue with stupid people. They will drag you down to their level and then beat you with experience. I like that. That's a good one. And ladies and gentlemen, that's from Spyglass Travel. Our good friends at Spyglass Travel will give you a wonderful walking tour of St. Augustine, a good cardio workout for 45 to 60 minutes, walking around the city, seeing some of the great sites we have and the history of St. Augustine. I like that. Really good. And of course, 8 Bells, which is sponsored by Marco's Pizza. I had Marco's Pizza on the way home the other night, and it was wonderful. Actually, I had a calzone. That was what was so good about it. And, well, they do a good job. And they were very nice to me. Always gives me a nice little extra to go with it. And I made some deals, Davey. We want to go and do a video. They're all for it now. The manager over there wants us to come in as soon as we can.
Okay.
So over there. I did see that Mike Thomas, the captain of Ancient City Privateers, has joined us. I see history with Mr. McCrae. He made it. And at this point right now, I should say, happy birthday, son. Happy birthday to you. From your dad. Better than a phone call. I'm doing it live so everybody knows I did it. If you're having a whiskey, my son, I know that because you're not a rum drinker, but if you're having a whiskey, I'm drinking my rum. Cheers to you and a toast. And maybe we can take a look at that little baby again. All right. 8 Bells. Oh, before we go to 8 Bells, while I'm thinking about it, Davey, I'm going to put it out here so I will remember too. So, and it's a plug. Michelle Murillo's history news programs that she's doing. We just lost Mandy. Oh, wait a minute. You're absolutely right, son. It's not your birthday because your birthday is in November. Okay, well, I'm 2 months early. That means I don't have to worry about it. You know what? I'm going to blame that on my wife because my wife was telling me, hey, it's your son's birthday. We both read it wrong. Davey, those history things that Michelle's doing, and you did a commercial for one of them?
Yes.
I just watched one, and the one I watched is Nathan Hale, and his execution was September 22nd. Well, we have a show next week on September 22nd, I believe. And I've got an idea to do a special 8 Bells for that one because it's a historical one. We'll talk about it later. Let's go ahead and do 8 Bells, sponsored by Marco's Pizza. Put them up there. Cheryl Ann Waters, American actress, Her most famous role was the female lead in the 1974 film Macon County Line. She was 78. I loved her. Oh, man. Graham Greene, CM, was a Canadian First Nations Oneida actor and recording artist. Oh, yes, we know who he was. Active in film, television, and theater in career spanning over 50 years. He achieved international fame for his role as Kicking Bird in Kevin Costner's Dances with Wolves, which earned him an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actor. He was 73 years old. I saw this one too. Polly Dean Holiday, American actress who appeared on the stage, television, and film. She was best known for her portrayal of sassy waitress Florence Jen Flo Castleberry in the 70s sitcom Alice, a role for which she earned 2 Golden Globe Awards and would also later reprise for its short-lived spin-off Flo in 1984. Holiday won the Saturn Award for Best Supporting Actress for her role as Mrs. Ruby Deagle in Gremlins. She was 88 years old. Charles James Kirk, an American right-wing political activist, author, and media personality. He co-founded the conservative organization Turning Point USA in 2012 and was its executive director. He published a range of books and hosted the Charlie Kirk Show, a talk radio program. In his later years, he became recognized as one of the most prominent voices of the MAGA movement in the Republican Party. He was just 31 years old. Richard Davies was an English musician best known as founder, vocalist, and keyboardist of the rock band Supertramp. Davies was the band's only constant member and wrote or co-wrote songs including Bloody Well Right, Goodbye Stranger, My Kind of Lady, Cannonball, and I'm Begging You. He was 81. Giorgio Armani, an Italian fashion designer and founder of the Armani luxury fashion house, widely regarded as the most influential designer in contemporary fashion. Armani initially gained recognition for his work with fashion host Cerruti in 1881 before founding his own label in 1975. He was 91 years old. And that, ladies and gentlemen, are our 8 bells. Raise your glass, give honor to them and their families and their fans and loved ones. Give me 8 bells, Davey. Very good. Davey, do you have This Week in History?
I do.
And it's sponsored by Dick's Wings, so you can just put it right on up there.
Where does the captain take his hungry crew for a good lunch special? Why, Dick's Wings. Daily lunch specials even a pirate could afford. Why, look, a table filled with flavors and tastes for even the most discriminating of pirates. A great lunch and a great time is always had by all at Dick's Wings, St. Augustine, Florida, US 1 South.
We begin this week in history on September 15th, 1965. U.S. TV series Lost in Space premieres. September 16th, 1920. The Wall Street bombing occurs at 12:01 when a horse-drawn wagon explodes on Wall Street, New York, killing 38 and injuring 143. September 17th, 1934. RCA Victor releases the first 33 1/3 RPM recording, Beethoven's Fifth Symphony, performed by the Philadelphia Orchestra, led by Leopold Stokowski at the Philadelphia Academy of Music. September 18th, 1965. TV sitcom I Dream of Jeannie, starring Barbara Eden as a 2,000-year-old genie and Larry Hagman as an astronaut who becomes her master, premieres on NBC. September 19th, 1952. Adventures of Superman, TV series starring George Reeves, premieres in syndication in the U.S. September 20th, 1863. U.S. Civil War battle of Chickamauga near Chattanooga, Tennessee, ends with a Union withdrawal. And finally, on September 21st, 1780, Benedict Arnold gives British Major John Andre plans to West Point. And that was This Week in History.
Very good, Davey. Did Mandy just completely drop out? She was having problems at the beginning of the show. Where'd she go?
She said she was having problems with StreamYard.
Okay, all right. I see Parlay 8 is on board now also, and I saw a couple of others here I need to say hello to. Let's see. Black Ball's on, Sky Jockey's on, Michael Dodson's on. Look at everybody there. Thank goodness. I mean, we got a bunch. And of course, now it's time for a shot across the bow. I didn't hear anything. Did it make noise or just make a pretty picture? Ladies and gentlemen, the shot across the bow is where I take some point of an issue. It's that delay from the wet powder. I take some history or some issue and I write something. I spend an afternoon, because many of you know, I probably like to write. So before I do, I want to read this one first, though. This is the start. Before I start tonight's shot across the bow, I want to put this out first. There are always arguments on this subject, many interpretations. I have done my research. I am not talking about any one incident or issue, but an overall attempt for people to start coming to an understanding. I also know people will read into this segment tonight based on recent happenings, but believe me, this segment tonight is because of the aftermath of the recent issue. And I have been arguing about this issue for many, 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 many months. So please bear in mind, I do not care how you believe for now about the incident. What I do care about is how people react to it, not just this past week, but the many past years. Thank you for being very open-minded. That is kind of my protection, so to speak. For now, though, ladies and gentlemen, let me do this. Do you know which amendment protects our freedom of speech? I'm sure many of you do. I'm sure most of you do. I know some of you specifically know. It's the First Amendment. It has four basic principles, ladies and gentlemen. The First Amendment of the United States Constitution protects freedom of speech. This amendment, part of the Bill of Rights, states that Congress shall make no law abridging freedom of speech, and also protects freedom of religion, press, assembly, and the right to petition the government. What the First Amendment guarantees: freedom of speech, the right to express your views both through words and symbolic actions. Freedom of the press, the right to disseminate information through publications and other media. Freedom of religion, the right to practice any religion or no religion at all without government interference. Freedom of assembly, the right to gather peacefully with others for social, political, or economic purposes. Freedom to petition, the right to ask the government to address grievances. Now, ladies and gentlemen, some of that may actually sometimes cause confusion because people don't pay attention to some of the words. If you look, the word government was in there several times. So I decided to do something else. I asked the computer in my Google search, can I have a simple man's translation to freedom of speech? For a simple translation, this is what I got. A simple translation of freedom of speech means the government cannot punish you for what you say or believe, even if your ideas are unpopular or offensive. This is the most important part of freedom of speech. The government cannot come after you for talking bad about the government. However, this right is not absolute and does not protect you from consequences from private companies or individuals. And this is where everybody gets it all confused. What does it mean for the average person? You can criticize the government without fear of jail. Freedom of speech is primarily about protecting citizens from having their voices silenced by those in the power of government. You can express unpopular or offensive views. Your speech is protected, even if many people disagree with it or find it upsetting or unsettling. It's not just about words, though. Speech also includes written words and symbolic actions like wearing a protest t-shirt or displaying the flag. I'm going to insert something here that I did not write. This is one of those times that I truly disagree with President Trump. I will say it. He wants people to be punished for burning the American flag. I believe that's part of freedom of speech. Personal opinion, and I will say that again, personal opinion. Here is what all of this does not mean. You can say whatever you want without consequences. True or false? False. Your employer, for instance, is not the government and can fire you for things you say in the workplace. Businesses, companies, corporations can and do set standards that includes speech. By accepting or agreeing to employment and receiving a paycheck, you are agreeing with those standards, behaviors, and practices set forth as a stipulation of the company, business, or corporation's agreement to hire you. And believe it or not, this also covers charitable organizations and social organizations. Private companies like Facebook, Spotify, Twitter, Instagram, or YouTube are also generally free to set their own standards and rules about what is allowed on their platforms. It is also not an excuse to do harm. The First Amendment doesn't protect speech that is directly related to causing harm to others. Incitement to violence. You cannot use speech to provoke an immediate lawless riot. True threats. You cannot threaten to seriously harm or commit violence against any specific person or group. Defamation. You are not protected if you make a false statement of fact that harms someone's reputation. Harassment. Your speech can be restricted if it becomes severe, persistent harassment targeting a protected group of persons. Now, mind you, these last four items can also be and are determined to be right or wrong via legal means by lawyers and court and judges. So why do we see some of the issues of free speech in the non-governmental world get more attention than others when we so often see so much BS? Well, that depends, I am sorry to say, it all depends on it boiling down to who can afford the better legal avenues. The government cannot put rules on when, where, or how you speak. That's part of the First Amendment. The government can, though, enforce reasonable restrictions on time, place, and manner of your speech to ensure public order and public safety. A perfect example. When all those people were screaming and hollering on bullhorns at 2 and 3 and 4 in the morning outside the hotel where ICE workers were being housed, they were getting arrested for it, but they were claiming free speech. There it is right there. At time, place, and manner to ensure public order and public safety. I would like to say that the lack of knowledge and understanding of free speech amazes me, but sadly it doesn't anymore. Social media has become the bully pulpit for every person in the world who has any sort of communication device in their hand. It is far easier to regurgitate than to research. The bottom line on freedoms of speech is forgotten by so many because behavior and the need to be someone or something has become more important than the words of responsibility and consequences. Your words and actions have consequences. From the smallest whisper to the loudest scream, there are always consequences, and yet people forget that. For every action, there is always an equal and opposite reaction. It's Newton's third law, but it sure fits well when speaking about freedom of speech. In nature, there are neither rewards nor punishments. There are consequences. Attributed to Robert E. Lee, believe it or not. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the reasons I just finally had to go ahead and do this, I've been thinking about this and thinking about this for weeks. And you know, we try not to be very political on our show, but I've watched over the last week so many people, they've lost their jobs. And then they get on social media, which was the start of their problem to begin with, and they whine and complain that they have freedom of speech. No, you don't. You have consequences. Here's the best one to understand. With great power comes great responsibility, and speech is a power. We all have that power. It's just so many people do not understand that consequences are just as important and must always be considered. You are responsible for your actions, whether it's physical or verbal actions. You are still responsible for what you say and what you do. I am often quoting my father on this show, and he passed several years ago, but this one is true to form. He used to always tell me, never let your mockingbird mouth overload your hummingbird brain. What does that mean? It means don't let your mouth be the controller over your brain. Lately, I am fearful that I see more mockingbird mouths, and that is just a damn scary shame. And that's Across the Bow. Thank you very much. On that note, I look to see what's on here. On the horizon, new updated show list. I gave you the new updated one. Let's just look at it real quick, Davey.
Okay.
And if you look, we are on tonight's show. We may have a show. There is a possibility that next week's show, no, the show on the 29th and the no show on the 6th may be reversed. We will let you know. But yeah, Captain's losing it. So, Davey, since my Across the Bow was pretty forceful, let me just walk back and just make sure that anybody that had something to say, we actually show everybody's ability to have something. Let's see. Let's start with this one. Is that okay with you, Davey?
That's fine with me.
All right. Let's go back. Let me go back a little bit more here. All right. So, history with McRae. He thinks he could guess it. Did you guess it right there, Mr. McRae? Paula. Okay, that had nothing to do with it. All right. Sorry, I just want to make sure that I stepped on no toes, but at the same time, I give everybody the freedom of speech too. My apologies for silence as I try to look down the way here. From whom did the founding fathers get freedom of speech from? Since my son is a history man, I'm going to say that some of it came from the Magna Carta. And you will be teaching the Bill of Rights in a few weeks. It's always a wild ride. I'm sure it is. I'm positive it is. My history is a bit rusty, but I believe it was Martin Luther. Could also be from the British censorship, but I would argue it being multifaceted in inspiration. I believe that's true. Milton, he wrote a pamphlet. Need to Google it. Well, I will. My memory fades like tears in the rain. Yes. Good guess, Black Ball, but no, this person came after Martin Luther, but this person probably read the writings of Luther. Jefferson, Madison, and probably Franklin, who wanted to include it. I'm sure they wanted to include it, but Jefferson, being a well-read man, probably had read it from other locations. And the last quote, yes, you're right. I did quote from Spider-Man. It's very important. Time's up. Voltaire, the French Enlightenment thinker. He was jailed for speaking out against the king and kept writing about it. That's right. You're absolutely right. I am ashamed I didn't get that right. Forceful, but much needed. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. No wonder why I didn't remember the name. Don't you think they got some of the ideas of freedom of speech from the Enlightenment philosophers who were for freedom of discussion? Yes, I'm pretty sure that's true. Thank you very much for all your comments in there. And on that note, let's do great happenings. Davey, did you make a video for the past weekend?
No, but I got 2 of the interview clips.
Oh, well, let's do those. Davey and I had a great time interviewing some people for Ancient City Con. So which one are you going to play first, Davey?
Terry.
All right, good. That's my favorite. The second one is your favorite, right?
Yes.
All right. Play the first one, then
You're
we'll
ready.
comment. And then...
Good. Here we are, our first video for Ancient City Con 2025 here in St. Augustine, Florida at World Golf Village. And I'm sitting with, not standing, I'm sitting with the great Terry Farrell. It's okay if I use the word great?
You know what? Yes.
Yes. And
I'll take it.
if you don't know who she is, then you have no idea what Star Trek is. None whatsoever. And you've been living under a rock. So welcome to St. Augustine.
Thank you. Thank you.
And this is your first time here?
First time here. My aunt told me that there's buggy rides that take you through the history of the town.
There are? Are you thinking about doing it?
Well, I wanted to do that earlier today, but then I was worried that I wouldn't have enough time to go do it and get back for work.
Yeah. So here's what I tell all the celebrities that we talk to, okay?
Okay.
You now have met Captain William Mayhem. And when they ask you to come back to do the con again,
Yeah.
you will come and you will take an extra day in front or an extra day at the end.
Yes.
And you have a tour guide.
Yes. Oh,
So
I'm going to take him up on that.
you should. We've made that offer all the time, and we haven't had anybody really take us up on it, but sometimes they will. We'll see. So, Star Trek.
Star Trek.
What got you so? How did they decide to pick you to play this part that you play? Because it is a
I
phenomenal
love that
part.
you didn't know quite how to answer that question. Ask that question.
Because, and I'll tell you why. Because I would have gotten all the names. I wouldn't have pronounced anything proper.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to make it easy for
Good.
you. There was an audition for this character, and they didn't want to see me for it. Junie Lowry didn't think I was experienced enough to do it. So this was when they first, was it 92? So like in January.
And that's the teaser because you have to.
Yeah, and that actual video is how many minutes, Davey? I mean, the original was what, 21 minutes, 22 minutes long?
Something like, yeah.
But when you edited it down, how far did you edit it down to?
I just got the beginning. I only did 2 minutes and 8 seconds on both these videos as a teaser for people.
Yeah, how much is the big one though that they're going to go look at when we post it on our page?
Well, it's already up there, so Mandy's going to do her magic. So
Okay.
I got all of them, and we had a lot.
Well, I try very hard, ladies and gentlemen, to not make these interviews long, but it was so comfortable and so relaxed, and she was so gracious, and she was just a lot of fun. I couldn't help myself. So it became a lot longer than it probably needed to be, but it's a good interview. We had some fun, and I enjoy doing these with these celebrities. It's a lot of fun. The second one, Davey likes, but for all of you that are fans of the Hocus Pocus 2 series, or two movie series, and there was a hint, I don't know if it's in Davey's teaser or not, there may be a third one. Yes. But for now, Davey.
All right. Look who I'm sitting here with, or kneeling with, as the case may be. And we're about to have a cheer and a toast here. But if you don't know anything about Hocus Pocus, then you don't know these two guys at all, do you? I know my wife is a huge Hocus Pocus fan, so do me a favor, just say, "Hey, Kara,
Hey, Kara.
There you go. Very good.
We're coming for you this Halloween.
There we go. She'll love that.
Yes.
Oh, we have Hocus Pocus stuff in the front yard.
That's a good thing.
It is a good thing.
It's and when you get it in the backyard, then you really made it. I think because you got so many decorations, you can't keep it all just in the front.
And we've reached that point. In fact, our Halloweens sometimes have been so much we've had to put it on 2 acres of property.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, we like
They
Halloween.
had to buy a bigger
I thought
house.
you had it. Yeah.
You know?
I love Halloween, and being a magician, I've always liked Halloween, so that has something to do with it. Well, we're here at Ancient City Con,
Yes,
the
we are.
last day, and this is your first time in St. Augustine, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And when we had a conversation yesterday, we kind of made a tentative agreement that next year you're going to come in and spend an extra day so we can go and tear up the town.
We want
Yes.
the tour with you.
Yes.
We want to meet these taverns. We'd love a tour of the Pirate Museum. And you were sharing with us, your family's been in the area
Pirates,
for
right.
quite a while.
1780s. So we're going to have some
1780s.
fun. We could even show you at least one good cemetery or two.
Oh.
That'd be good,
Yes.
right?
You like that?
We like
Give
to
you
pop up.
PTSD
Just a little
bit?
thing we have. We like to pop up behind tombstones.
You got any
you know.
cages that we can get stuck in by chance?
I can come up with some.
Okay.
We saw there was a medieval torture. I don't know if it's a museum or what downtown.
There is
Yeah.
a torture museum
Yes.
downtown also. We'll have to take a run of that. You'll enjoy that. So we have some great stuff here in this town, the oldest city in St. Augustine. Captain's Quarters Podcast is proud to be a part of it.
Cool.
And to the two of you, I say, cheers for you.
Cheers.
Smitty.
And I appreciate you allowing us to do this. Thank
Captain
you.
Williams.
Good teaser, Davey. Good teaser. So, Scarlett, I had fun.
It looks like you had fun.
Yeah. We got a couple of other celebrities in there. It's getting to be, there's
Just some pictures.
Maleficent. There is,
Alex.
Alex. Why my mind went blank there. There's me standing with some costumed One Piece characters. There's Davey.
And this is
I
my
don't know
favorite.
who's a character. Oh, and there, yeah, I was having troubles with my equipment for some reason, so Davey snuck in and got the other picture. We had a good time. It was a good time. It's always good for networking. Isn't that right, Mandy?
For sure.
For sure. I mean, it's really good for networking. We only had what problems, Mandy? We only had problems with one handler. One.
Really?
Yep, one handler, and I mean he was pretty rude about it, so we just walked away.
That's not too shabby.
Davey really wanted to get. I kind of knew who he was. I think Davey knew more about him than I did, but Davey
The
wanted
one
to
that played Billy from Hocus Pocus, the zombie.
Yeah, the zombie. Yeah, so that would have been a lot of fun, but it is what it is. I did get, and I didn't get the picture out. I should have. Major Attaway. He's a celebrity also, but some people, I knew him as the genie in Disney's Aladdin on the Broadway show. And he actually came over and talked to me because he'd never met a pirate before. So that opened the door right away. So there were some great people there, a lot of fun. And I'll say it like I said about Tampa. These cons are full of people with just such creative ingenuity and talent for building costumes. It's amazing. It really is. Scarlett, have you been to any cons before?
I have not, but I have been dying to get to Ancient City Con. It just is not at a good time of year. I'm usually very busy.
Well, you're going to have to come over. I did find out how much it costs for a vendor's table.
Oh?
Yeah. Oh, we'll just leave it at that. All right. So it was a good time. We had a good time. We saw a lot of people. We got some good videos. We got some good videos with some vendors too, didn't we, Davey?
Yeah, we ended up with something like 15 different interviews from vendors to cosplayers, the actors. It was great.
We did really well. It was a lot of fun. I look forward to doing some more the next time around. we'll have to see what we can do. On that note, though, we do want to talk about 3 things coming up, and then we want to sit and talk with our guests for a little bit. First, Florida Water Tours. Ladies and gentlemen, this Thursday night coming up, if you want to take a ride on the Matanzas River with Captain Mayhem and some of the other pirates, they have made a special night, a special show, or a special tour, I should say. And a pirate attire is encouraged, and 1 complimentary beverage per guest. Steam drinks are available for the purchase. This will be a lot of fun. And I have a event page out on Facebook. And if you're on the event page, great. If you're not, message me. Get on the event page, because believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, there is a secret code you can use to get the price from $45 down to $35. Keep that in mind. On Friday night, the Blackbeard Ball, put on by Ancient City Privateers. And it starts at 7 p.m. on Friday night. And it's at the Art in Motion Museum down on, I can't think of the name of the street all of a sudden. But you can't miss it if you live here in St. Augustine. A good time will be had by all. We look forward to being there. I and my wife will be there and enjoying the evening. And we hope to see any of the other pirates that are there. Any of you that are listening, we hope to see you there also. And we look forward to a great evening. And let's see. And then on Saturday, Talk Like a Pirate Day on Saturday, the 17th. No, the 20th. I'm looking at the wrong thing there. The 20th. At the Pirate and Treasure Museum on the courtyard. We have 3 authors that will be there signing their books. They have pirate books. Let's see. We have games for the kids. Every kid will win no matter what. The podcast tent we will be setting up, and what we'd like to do is have everybody give us their best R on a video. 3 seconds. And then we want to put all of them together in one big, giant, long R. And let's see, who else? What else? There may be some music. I do know that there will be a good friend of mine by the name of Captain Jack Sparrow will be showing up. And there may be one other guest, but I'm not at liberty to say right now, other than the fact that I'll give a teaser. She has done 2 appearances in Pirates of the Caribbean. And we'll leave it at that just in case. She has a possible filming schedule that she has to uphold, so we'll see what happens. And on that note, I think it's time for me to say, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Scarlett. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you. I think in all the years, this is the first time you've actually serenaded me.
I think so. And I as I was singing, I thought, Davey's surely going to put some kind of an ugly sound on that afterwards.
I did not.
And, a toilet flushing or something. I don't know. So, Scarlett, how's life going for you? Wait, we do have, let's see. You got married.
That was last year. We're on like past our first anniversary.
Really?
Yes.
See, I can't get my son's birthday right. A friend of mine just had a baby about 5 days ago. I missed that. I missed your first anniversary.
Our first anniversary was in May.
I don't know what I'm going to do with my. You know what? It's all because I'm just getting older. There's Angelina's in there. I see Angelina. I do see Parlay 8. Very good. Yep. I guess old age is starting to creep up in me quickly. It's not creeping anymore. It's rushing right up my back.
Goodness.
So
happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. Here's a birthday wish for you. Happy birthday, we'll make your wish come true.
She got jib-jabbed.
She did get jib-jabbed. Wait a minute. Who was the face in that birthday cake?
It was Scarlett.
Was it Scarlett's face?
Yes.
You have to send her that, or at least every day post it on her page.
Oh my God.
So, are you still doing your photo booth?
I have taken a step back from the photo booth. I'm focusing more on Dear Hearts Doodads at this point. So I'm sewing a lot. I am sewing every day that I'm home.
So you'll be doing, is that what you're going to be doing for the Panama City Beach Pirate Festival?
Yes, I will be taking Dear Hearts Doodads to Panama City Beach. I will be set up with the encampment. I had to build this ginormous cover for my tent, so I'm encampment, appropriate. And that took so much time, and it weighs like 20 pounds, but it's gonna be great. So I get to hang out with all the pirates this time instead of being all the way across the park from everybody and being over there by myself.
I think my son is being disrespectful here. Hold on a minute. Let me see here. How do I do this?
Oh, he's having fun.
Yeah. I take it he's having lots of fun. Let's see. So I saw 3 posts from my son. You know where you are. Do you remember your name? Who's the president?
Making sure you're still semi-coherent.
The president is Abraham Lincoln. My name is, I don't remember. And do I know where I'm at? I'm sitting on a church pew. We'll leave it at that. You're getting worried. Well, at least, and here's the funny part. I haven't had a drop of rum all day. All day I haven't had a drop of rum. If the men in the white coats show up, it's for your own good. You know what? We worked all.
They're coming to take me away, ho ho! They're coming to take me away, ho ho! Ah!
Mandy, you could have misheard a whole lot of things. I guess that's the way it goes. So, all right.
Well,
so
it's going back out again too. So
I don't know why I'm out of it tonight. The way my only excuse. Friday was a long day. Saturday was a long day. Sunday was a long day. They were 13-hour days average for the whole 3-day weekend, and I'm still kind of recovering, and I had to get up and do a few things today. So, but anybody that's done 3-day weekends or 3-day events knows what it's like, right, Scarlett?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And Mandy, I mean, we were in Tampa for 3.5 days. That last day was a bit rough. Oh, guess who was here, Mandy?
Who?
Remember the Nick who had the sci-fi books, and we met him and his brother, the lawyer?
Yes, that we told to go there?
Yes, he got him a booth here, and he was here. We did a second interview with him. So he was
nice.
here.
I need to finish editing the first one still, but yeah.
Well, now you can edit them together if you like. So, Scarlett, what else do you have on your plans for coming up?
So this Friday, I will be at the Leesburg Chamber of Commerce Pirate Swashbuckler and Siren Soiree.
I wonder if Davey has a poster for that. He's really good about those kind of things. I talk really good about him all the time, but you never know. So that's Friday for Talk Like a Pirate Day.
Yes.
There it is. Look at that.
And it is
6 to 10.
It's being organized by our good friend Joa. So she is going to be there. She's my contact. There's going to be a bunch of pirates, a bunch of food. There's going to be a live band. So I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a good time. And then, of course, I have Panama City Beach coming up for the Pirates of the White Sand, or the Pirates of the High Seas, where I'll be bringing, all my clothes, like this young lady right here, without her head. Blouses, bloomers, skirts, hats, all kinds of wonderful things. And then at the end of October, beginning of November, I will be in Cedar Key for the Cedar Key Pirate Invasion.
Cedar Key Pirate Invasion. Some of us pirates were going to go over for that, and I think it's been put on the back burner for several of us because of things we got going on. Let's see. So you won't make Blackbeard's Ball this Friday because you'll be at this event instead.
Correct.
Well, and what's the cause? Was there a cause for it?
It supports the local businesses down in Leesburg and helps them out.
Very good. And Parlay 8 is talking about Panama City Beach, and we'll be there to fire cannons at Cedar Key.
Yes, I can't wait to see them.
And we're still, since Parlay 8's on there, we're still trying to figure out what to do about cannon firing here in St. Augustine in March. We're being stonewalled in a couple of different directions, but I'm working on it. We'll see what happens.
Is that when your next event is, in March?
So March for us here in St. Augustine, for the St. Augustine Swashbucklers. So the first weekend in March is the Order of Leviathan induction, which several of the people that are in our audience, they will be there. I know Omar from Mexico City will be there. I know a couple of the Panama City Beach Pirates are going to be there. I believe I saw, let's see. I know I saw, I'm looking down to make sure I get names right here. Michael Dodson, I think, is going to come in if he's still watching, say yes or no on that one. And let's see, a couple of others here. I know Blackball will be coming in. And Parlay 8, they're going to be here. Yep, Michael Dodson. Parlay 8, that would be Deborah and Jay Brusso. They will be here also. And do make sure that all of you coming in March, and Scarlett, if that's the first weekend in March.
I will be there for that, yeah.
Okay, well, plan your day for staying until Monday if you can. Because like the last time, I and my brother is joining me. We are hosting a mayhem party on Sunday night, an after party. Yeah, okay. Parlay 8. You decided long before that. Actually, I tell you what, Deborah, you can come. Just you can leave Jay back at the house. He can watch. I am thrilled and look forward to meeting Omar face to face. Yeah, Omar, the Parlay 8, they just put that mite up there so we would beg them to come. That's what it is. That's all it is. They just want us to beg them to come. So you're going to have to come over, Scarlett, for that and spend the weekend here. And,
I will do my best. I got a bunch of things up in the air that I can't talk about right now, but God willing and the creek don't rise, I'll be there.
And then the next weekend after that is the Celtic Festival here in St. Augustine, which keeps us busy. I perform at the Celtic Festival, and the crew runs the beer tent. And then the next weekend after that, the next weekend after that is the St. Augustine Seafood Festival. So the first 3 weekends in March, I am very busy. So, and knowing the way the museum works, we'll have tons of school tours those 3 weeks too. It's going to be a very hectic month, I'm sure, but we'll see how it goes. All right. Yeah, that's a good point, Michael. Do not call Deborah ballast ever, ever, ever. That's not a good thing. So, all right. So anything else you want to tell us? Since you said you got some things you can't say. All right. Loose lips sink ships, but let's go ahead. Spill it.
Exactly. Now I'm not spilling nothing. It's gotta wait. Gotta wait. And then, eventually you'll get all the news.
Yeah, but we're pirates. We don't like to wait.
Yeah.
Not even a hint? All right. Nope. Well, okay. Mandy, you've got a con in October, right? Is it October or September?
The one here?
Yeah.
Due to recent developments, we're not discussing that on air.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, Omar's right. Come on, a hint is needed, but okay, we'll see. Omar, I do know that if you ply her with plenty of rum, she'll talk about everything. So nothing about that one. All right. Well, Mandy, we're gonna have to have a conversation about that one. Yeah. Okay. Well, does it mean we need to start looking for other cons to go visit?
Let's just say that FanX has become an extremely greedy style thing that don't like it when people show what screw ups they make and like to cause scenes, and anybody that has evidence of them screwing people over basically get blacklisted in some shape or form.
Well, we can fix that. We'll have to see. Yes, Michael Dodson, someone did say rum, and there'll be plenty of rum in March also. So there are, Scarlett, have you noticed that a lot of, or that a good portion of many of the pirate festivals are fading?
I haven't really been.
You haven't paid attention?
I haven't paid attention in the last couple of years. And as I start building Dear Hearts Doodads and trying to get into more festivals, I'm sure I'll start noticing that a lot.
Yeah, so there's a lot of the pirate festivals that they're either fading out or I mean, look, we canceled ours this past year.
I know. I'm sad. I miss it.
And we also, so I'll give you a hint then, so you can mark it in your calendar. And we also are not doing our Spooktacular this year either. Normally we're not doing Spooktacular either. There's several reasons. Enthusiasm is one of the reasons that's killing a lot of these events.
Yeah.
Enthusiasm, the ability to have people to enthusiastically work them because they require work. That's one of our causes. So what we're trying to do is regroup, and we're going to create a combined Pirate Festival Halloween Harvest Festival in 2026.
Oh, nice.
And it will be a 3-day event.
I'm going to have to start looking into getting into some Renaissance fairs. But one of the problems with that is like they're usually so many weekends in a row and they want you to be at all the weekends, and I'm just a one-woman show. I can't create that much inventory to last me that many weekends.
Well, another reason we're going to, it's basically 2.5 days, all day Saturday, most of Sunday, half of Friday. The biggest reason we're going to do that is we want it to be worthwhile for the vendors also. A 1-day event is very hard for vendors.
Yeah.
So we're going to do it that way. And we've already started figuring out the entertainment and the games and the activities and the vendors. And some changes have come about in the Colonial Quarter. The ship is no longer there. It's gone.
What?
Yep, they tore the ship down. It was falling apart anyway, so they tore the ship down. They're going to replace it with something else.
I need to get out more.
It'll be smaller. So so we decided to backstep a little bit for 2025 and see how things go. It's just the way things are.
Yeah.
You know? Add to it this, I'm not getting younger. And
no.
Yeah. And I need more rum. So the ship is gone. We have to change some things around, and well, you never know. Things change. Yep, I know, Sky Jockey. We'll have to sit at the fire circle and just relax and talk about the future. Do we still have the Castillo San Marcos? Yeah, it's still standing, but we'll see what happens in the next year. As Dylan said, you're absolutely right there, McCrae. As Dylan said, the times, they are changing. it's difficult. It really is. You still using your camper when you go to these things now, Scarlett?
Yeah, we're actually looking to get a bigger camper.
Just like when you buy a boat, the next thing you do is buy a bigger boat.
I just keep outgrowing all my space. I am now in and Deborah asked, I am in a 12 by 24 shed right now that my husband and my in-laws lovingly built out for me, painted, insulated. I have a chandelier because I'm fancy. AC, it's great. And I'm already like, oh God, I need more space. So then we turned around and bought an 8 by 10 just for storage. So we were able to take all of the boxes and photo booth stuff out of here and shove it into the other shed. So I was able to like have all this extra space to put all of my merchandise. I'm going to have a photo station set up in here so that I can take pictures of all of my stuff. Eventually I'd like to start offering like family photos, come into the studio. I've got lights and everything. So I have goals for this space, but like, it's funny how quickly you run out of space when you're like, oh, this is a great size room. And like, no, like I'm out of space already.
You know, when we finished Spooktacular last year and brought everything back, we had just bought, the crew had just made a deal for a Connex box, which sits in the backyard. It's 10 by 20 and it's 10 feet high.
Wow.
That's a lot of space. We just had to start sorting through everything because we can't get in it anymore. It's so full of stuff. So, and that's one of the things we're going to do. Where the crew is going to have a yard sale either as it stands right now, the last weekend in September. But some of our Halloween stuff, instead of hanging on to it, we're going to get rid of it. We're going to sell it all, put more money in the charity account for the cruise, so that at the end of the year we can give some charity money away. But
we've had to get rid of a lot of stuff too.
Yeah, it just, and that includes smoke machines and whatever else we have, which there's no sense in keeping it and letting it sit here because you know how things are in this climate down here. They sit in the storage sheds, they just end up becoming useless after a year or so. So
we still have the photo booth. It's, you know, it's hanging on. And if I have the right event that calls up and says, hey, I want your photo booth, I'm happy to bring it on down. But I'm really trying to focus on sewing and creating like all of these beautiful costume pieces that I just love putting together.
Well, and you do such great work too. So
thank you.
That'll be. We have three of our crew that are making outfits. Two of our people in our crew make actual period proper correct reenactment clothing, and we'll be having that on display in Panama City. And then and we hope that they do well. Our encampment is going in Panama City right now. I believe is 6 tents and 3 flies. No, 2 flies. 6 tents and 2 flies. That's how big our encampment is going to be.
Wow. So, yeah, they've been saying it's going to be like so much bigger this year than it has been.
Yeah. And that's the other thing too. Believe it or not, I'm kind of leaning towards being part of other people's events now instead of creating my own. I find it to be a little more relaxing.
Yeah, it's quite stressful trying to put on an event.
Oh, that's very good, Michael Dodson. Very good. 1,400 donated to the Shriners Children's in Greenville. I'll get this wrong, but was it North or South Carolina? The two Carolinas have duplicate cities all out, towns all through both states. So Parlay 8 will have 2 flies and 4 tents. Yes, Angelina, you're going to have to tell me. The Swashbucklers have up to 8 or 9 tents now that we have the use of. South Carolina, thank you, Michael. And then at least 3 flies. So we can set up a pretty good setup, but we'll have to talk about it. You'll have to let us know the dates and times. that was the other reason why weather becomes a constant thing now too. So we're really the Panama City one's going to be a big event, and I'm looking forward to participating more in that one as far as an event instead of trying to build one here in St. Augustine anymore.
I'm looking forward to being able to actually hang out with people this year, because, like I said, usually with the photo booth, I'm on the way other side of the park.
Yeah. Well, here's the other thing too. I much more prefer to be a part of an event and go to some of these other events than to build these events now. It's just become easier. It was an honor to present the check with PJ Nagel. That's a good one for the Shriners, especially. When you guys are down here, I have to show you where the Shriners Club is here in St. Augustine. It used to be, believe it or not, our step grandfather's fish restaurant back in the 50s. But so anything you want to reveal, like where's your man? Is he hiding? What's that?
No, he only we can reveal this outfit. No,
is he gonna wear it?
No, yeah, I mean it is his color, but no. He went off to help some of our friends with some stuff. You know, they're getting up there in age and they just needed a hand, so he's over there helping them. He's probably back. He went inside if he's home.
Well,
like I said, I'm in my sewing shed, so.
So they gave you a place where they can say, go to your room, and it literally means get out of the house.
No, usually he's in here bothering me, and I'm like, babe, get out. Go away.
Well, it's always good to have you on board the show.
It's always fun to be here.
You're one of our longtime supporters of the show. I guess I'm going to have to figure out a way to show some appreciation and give you something. The map behind Scarlet is awesome. Where is the map?
This?
That looks
or that.
Must be the map there. That's it there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that must be somebody's event.
I don't know where I got this poster, but I'm like, let's hang it up.
Very good. Well, night all. It's after 04 here, wherever you are at, Sky Jockey. I know you need to get some sleep, and you're on the other side of the world. Thanks for tuning in with us, and we'll see you when you get back into St. Augustine in a couple of weeks. We look forward to that. Parlay 8 wants to know if that was Hampton. Totally didn't realize that. Which is it, Scarlett?
No, this is Bath. It's Bath, North Carolina.
Oh, okay. All right, very good.
And like I said, I don't know where it came from. I was just rolled up in the corner. I'm like, I have a big hole right here. Let's fill it in.
Well, we've given a good happy birthday to Scarlett. We've had her on. We do need to reveal the joke, though, because I'm actually curious. Where in the hell do pirates like to bang? Wait a minute. Before you play it, Mandy, do you know? No? Scarlett, do you have an idea?
I'm thinking hard, but I'm at a loss.
The only thing I can think of is the Outer Banks.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's the only thing I can think of. But it's not funny, so I don't know. All right. Bring Minnie Mayhem on. Let's see what we got.
Okay, it's time for the answer to the joke of the week. What bank do pirates like to keep the money in? The answer is the riverbank. I bet Mandy Joe wishes that joke was locked in the bank.
Look, Mandy's got a headache.
Yeah, you know what? We're going to have to get a sound. I'm going to get some sound effects that I can play here.
That's
and one
terrible.
of them's
That was a
going
terrible
to be Minnie Mayhem gurgling for help as we just bring him up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we always like to thank everybody for being a part of our show. So, Davey, do we have a thank you video that we need to use?
The Captain's Quarters podcast is always searching the world for history, knowledge, and adventure. It takes a crew to run a podcast, so we would like to take this opportunity to thank those who help keep the podcast going.
The crew: Captain William Mayhem, Navigator Davey Longwood, Cartographer Mandy Joe. Our charities we support: Agla's Acres, St. Augustine Humane Society, and Inc. Investing in Kids. The three major charities for support, but always room for more. You too can be part of the crew and support the show in many ways. Go to our Patreon. For a small monthly contribution, become a Powder Monkey, First Mate, or Captain sponsor. Go to YouTube and hit the like and subscribe buttons to join our ranks and support the show. It does take a crew. Thank you.
Very good. And what about our numbers? Good job. We are up to 1510. You can watch us, ladies and gentlemen, on our YouTube channel every Monday night at 8 o'clock. And then after the show, it downloads to Spotify, Instagram, Twitch, or Facebook. You can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Music, Amazon, Twitter, Stitcher, and Castbox. And be watching because we have several different video clips that we are putting out there from the videos that we do at the two cons that we've attended in the last month and a half. So we're always putting those out there. Davey and I were going to do a whole series of clips last week. And we got out there and we were fretting and fussing over why we couldn't make the doggone microphones work for some reason. And then all of a sudden the sky opened up and it was pouring. And the entire Colonial Quarter flooded. We were up on dry land. But so we just said, well, we'll do it another day, and we will. We've got some time. This Friday, oh, thank you, Davey, for that reminder. This Friday, I will be on Sunny TV for Friday morning from about 9:15 to 9:30, I think it is, 9 o'clock to 9:30, somewhere in there. I will be on Sunny TV. It is a local program that now stretches across the internet, and Davey Hartzell is the man for that show, and he's invited me to come and talk about International Pirate Day. Talk Like a Pirate Day. So if you can, you can find their Facebook page, Sunny TV. And when you find their Facebook page, ladies and gentlemen, you can actually tune into their show. They do a daily show, actually, a daily morning show and a daily afternoon show. So watch me then. And then later on in the afternoon on Talk Like a Pirate Day, I'm going to go into the museum and do a couple of extra tours for the people coming in for Talk Like a Pirate Day. I'll hear that so much, I'll probably be sick of being a pirate again. All right. On that note, I can't think of anything else. Mandy, you got anything to throw in?
No, nothing much going on around here.
Yeah, I can tell. Yes, very good. I'd like to say thank you to everybody that tuned in today. We thank you very much. And son, I'll still call you on your birthday. I don't know why I thought this was November. I really don't understand sometimes the things that are going through my head. Brain fog. That's what it is. Navigator Longwood, you got anything?
No, that's about it.
That's it. Good. And of course, our guest, Scarlett, again, for the 5th time now, you are our longest running guest on the show. You have anything you want to throw in there? Throw it out.
If you want to follow me and see all my creations online, you can check me out on Facebook, Dear Hearts Doodads. You can check out my website, dearheartsdoodads.com. I'm on TikTok, house.of.dearheart. So come find me, check me out.
And you should check her out because she's very creative and she makes some really great things. And it's always good to have her aboard. And I guess then we'll see you in Panama City if we don't see you before.
I'll see you in
I look
Panama
forward to
City.
it. And there's a few other people that are going to be in Panama City. I know that Parlay 8 and Jay.
I can't wait.
What's that?
I can't wait. I'm so excited.
Let's see. Blackball, I know will be there. That's good. Anybody else? I know Zachary Harker can't come down from all the way from Michigan.
Oh, come on. Why not? It's just
Yeah, I know. Hey, you never know. So I look forward to seeing everybody there. If you have any questions, ladies and gentlemen, there's our email, captainsquarterspodcast21@gmail.com. If you want to know why it's Captain's Quarters Podcast 21, that's my age. I could have done without the laugh, but that's okay. Actually, 21 is that's the year we started the show. September of 2021. That's the year we started the show. It makes it easy for us to remember. I hope to see you soon too, Omar. It'll be great to have you here. Welcome you to our city. And in fact, for you, Omar, I will do this. Watch closely because it is Michael Dotson, 21 times what? Yeah, I know. Hi. And Parlay 8, I have a boat ride Thursday night, so I'm going to miss your show unless I can get it on my phone while I'm out on the water. And if I can, I'll try to scream in. Davey and I will be out on the water. Maybe we could try to catch your show that way and at least say hello to you. And Omar, for you, I had to do this once on Telemundo. It's the only Spanish I really know. In my best Spanish soap opera voice. Bienvenidos a bordos. That'll be what I say.
Maroon. What an ignoramus.
All right. So it's been a good show. We went over our time as normal time, but with Scarlett here, we wanted to make sure we got to say some things there. There we good. All right. Thank you, Omar. I think I just got the seal of approval. All right. And on that note, how do we close out, Davey?
Part of the podcast.
Part of the crew.
Always. We can't do it without you. Well, we could, but it would just be the three of us with a guest sitting around talking to each other, and they're boring. So we have to have everybody there. We appreciate everybody being a part of the show. We thank you all very much. To all those that were in the show tonight watching and or being silent, we thank you very much. Mandy, Davey, good job as always. Scarlett, happy birthday. I hope that man of yours treats you good for your birthday, and we'll talk to you later.
He
all right?
always does.
Take us out to sea, Davey.
With wit and charm they made